Man, it is such a relief to click that button and know that the pressure's off. That is really nice. Okay. Um, for some reason, I was thinking about, oh, okay, yes, I know, because I, fled from my room, I fled from my room at the asylum, because once you leave your room, they lock your door and you can't go back in for anything, so you have to have everything that you need. And I now do that every day. I carry my basket with me of all the things I need because I'm disabled. And the fleeing urgency that I'm experiencing is because my cat is screaming at me. I fed him. He just wants my constant, undivided attention, and he can't have it. Um, yeah. So I advise no human to keep, cohabitate with a cat. You can't spell distraction or distract without cat, and that's no coincidence. Um, but yeah, the asylum, that was right. Yeah, the asylum, and I had quite a few things because um, Sean does not think for himself or does not confidently do that. I don't know. For whatever reason, he does not, he just does what I tell him to. He just takes orders. He wants me to just feed him direct orders so he doesn't have to think. He just takes orders. So, anything I tell him to do, he just does. So when I told him, when I was in the asylum and I told him I need him to bring me clothes, instead of him saying, well, sweetie, you don't live here, this isn't permanent, you probably don't need that many clothes, do you? How many clothes do you need? He doesn't argue against me, or he didn't argue against me for anything. So when I was I want, like, a huge container of clothes, he brought a huge container of clothes. And the reason that I wanted so many clothes is because I had actually been trying to get there's still a fucking mountain of fucking clothes to my left. I was trying to get my own clothing, secondhand clothing store, online clothing store off of the ground, and I thought this would be the year for Depop for me, but then Sean pulled out of the equation again. Um, and I wanted to give this specific person specific articles of clothing, and I was like, that's gonna be a lot like charity. That's not the way to make that better. I thought this was my thinking. This is my fucking thinking. Is that the way to make that better? Is that if I give everyone some clothing instead of singling out one person who I identified as misfortunate enough to need my clothing, by the way, I didn't do that. I came down from that and was like, don't, I don't know. I don't know, why, and my perception that I came down from that, it's I came down from a place of giving generously, lovingly of myself. I don't know. I wrestle a lot with the material possessions because um, it it it's oh, I want to give and I don't want to have things and I don't want to be burdened, and then the other side is I'm getting rid of everything so that I can kill myself finally because I can't let fucking die. So I also, like, in, like, states of mind where I don't know, like, I'm better or whatever, I, I, I give things away, I let go of things that, like, when I'm, like, later, I'm like, what the fuck was I fucking thinking? I love that. Why don't I fucking have that now? And I'll answer that question. Why did I let it go? A lot of times it's because that I have memories or associations with that item that I want to be rid of. And the problem is that I'm broken. So I forget that I no longer have the thing, and it not being in my life does not serve to remove it from my consciousness. Every time I'm like, where is that? Oh yeah. Oh no, I gave that away. Oh yeah. And I go, why did I give that away? Oh yeah, because of this memory I didn't want anymore. And then I have the memory and it's like suck. So like, was it a selfless act? No. It was not a selfless act and I acknowledged that. And and then of course when I let go of things I regret it. Um so what I did was just I just gave close to the one person that I wanted to give close to, but then I had my wardrobe, like I had my wardrobe there, and it was like that was really cool to have just a very limited solely pastel wardrobe was like that was very cool. But that also altered perception of me in the asylum. And you think of these things and it's like, well, should Sean have been like sweetie, you don't live in the asylum, like should Sean have been like, this isn't your forever. You're not going to be broken forever. Sean's perception was very much that I was going to be broken forever. Sean's perception was, oh, schizophrenia was activated and now schizophrenic is all that she is. She's broken in a hopeless cause. So, does Sean treat me like shit? Yes. From Sean's perspective, I died. So, there's that. And that perspective is further emboldened upon his psyche by my old friend, who I should not have been in contact with, I guess, because all he did was taint my reality. No, that's not all he did, but what he did was contact Sean about a dream that he had that I had died, and then Sean told him that I was in the asylum, and this friend of mine that was now Sean's friend was like, oh, nobody ever comes back from that. She's never coming back from that. She's dead. Yeah, that wasn't very helpful. That wasn't very helpful for the situation. However, having my clothing and having like an accurate representation of me shuffling around like a zombie, like it made people take notice. And I only recently asked like, why did my angel savior, why why did he do that? Why did he save me from the asylum? And he told me like 4 days ago or something. I asked him, and he told me that it wasn't until he was up late one night and he saw me acting like a person, acting like a fully aware, conscious, not crazy, not out of control, did not do anything to deserve punishment person, and he saw me be punished nonetheless. And he had only known me as the zombie walking around. He thought, oh, well, that's just another broken person. There's a lot of broken people in here. Until he saw me after the meds had worn off at night, and I was me. And then he realized what they were doing to me. And he also saw like just how like they just didn't want to deal with me. Like that's what he says. He doesn't go into detail about it, like we're talking about like trauma times for both of us, to even mention the asylum where we met. But he just said like they were just shooting you up because they didn't want to deal with you, and that was the easiest thing to do. Like like you didn't do anything to deserve it. Like I saw you do absolutely nothing to deserve being attacked like that. And that's when I decided that I was there for you. That's what he said. I think it,
It's probably good that I had like my real person close and that helped me to better be myself as I was trying to recover from um, of the asylum. After Sean was like, you can't come home. Like, they, my parents won't let you come home.
and I was like, well, then we'll just go be homeless. And he was like, if I leave the house, my parents will just put the cats outside. Like I can't abandon our cats. So those are our children. Like what are you even saying, Mindy? And I'm like, our survival trusts that of the animals. Like, but I understand where he's coming from. And of course, we now know that, well, I mean, as it turned out, two of the cats live with his parents. Like his parents love the cats. Like after that, like they had never been around cats. They never had pets. They didn't know anything about it. And if they had just been like exposed to the cats without me, because they hated the cats like as a way of hating me. Like in the house, when I was in the house and the cats were in the house, they hated the cats. And they were just like, those cats are just here because that fucking girl is just here. That fucking girl is here and those cats are here and my life is ruined. And that's like, they hated the cats and they resisted. The cats were not interested in them because the cats were an extension of me and they didn't want me in their lives, in their son's life. And having the cats at their house without me, they just like, oh, they love the cats. They love the cats. So like now we know that if Sean had tasked his family with feeding the cats a couple times a day and telling them, you know what, if you can't handle it and you have to find them homes, just please find them homes. Don't set them outside. You cannot set our indoor cats outside. If he had just communicated that clearly, like, I think everything would have been totally fine. But there's so many points where this would have been totally fine if this one thing happened differently. And a lot of it is if Sean spoke up. So that's that was all I really had to. I think that's all I really had to say about that was the exploration of just all the little things that like I can vividly, like so vividly, like imagine like these things going differently and just like so much of the experiences I had just not happening. And in doing so I can track where this domino made a domino fall over that helped me know myself better and be my best self. That is and see the thing of it is that like there's a there's dominoes that haven't fallen yet that will justify all the things that like have happened. But anyway, that's not really that's not really why I'm here. That was just what happened because I had to get decent for the camera and come out of my room and wait for my laptop to boot up. So, here's why I'm here today. I woke contemplating etymological implications of the way an individual knowingly experiences itself in parallel play. What the fuck did I just say? This is saying it is exhausting, looking at it now is exhausting, but like before I was like I have a headache. Before I had a headache, like I fully grasped all of this like very well. Um, I awoke contemplating etymological implications of the way an individual unknowingly experiences itself in parallel play. I now want to use the Black Mirror to explore what it has to say about how there is no past life, rather all lives are lived concurrently, bearing metaphysical weight upon our being based upon our awareness and acceptance of them. Based upon the awareness and acceptance of our concurrent lives, commonly thought of as past lives, but concurrent lives, that affects our physical being, that affects our mental well-being, that affects our spiritual well-being. So my head just hurts worse. In the collapse from 3D to 2D, we just shed hierarchy. We shed hierarchy. We shed time. We we collapse on ourselves, and it's no feat. It's no like magic trick. It's no machine like to go back in time. It's just a matter of what you allow yourself to be conscious of, where you cast your consciousness. But I'm now not like I now am not equipped to have this conversation. And that brings me to another conversation because I learned recently that a feature of dissociative identity disorder is that the alternate identity, which wishes to possess the your physical body, will inflict pain to get you to relinquish control to it. And I feel like, oh, well, there's the underpinning of my pain right there. Um, I I fade. I fade like DID people. Like there wants to be like a turnover. Like something wants to turn over. It's like an engine is trying to turn over, um, and it's like there should be like something like coming through, but all that can come through me is me. Uh, so like it'll be like kind of like getting a second wind. Like I'll be like, and then just like taking like a split second nap, like not even a full second. I will have recovered and rebounded from the extreme mental and physical fatigue I was experiencing, as if I like died and I'm on a new life. Yeah, life is like a video game. So that's what I had to say. Like I wish that I had my community already, and I went out and I said to my community, here is the teaching I have for today, um, and let us discuss. Uh, and of course, everyone gathered around me, hold hands in a circle, and heal me because my body's trying to like peace out to this plane. Um, but yeah, ugh. Let me see, I could try to find, like, what I... Is there anything? Let's see. The altars of DID could come from concurrent lives throughout history. That's what I'm proposing, that the altars of DID could come from concurrent lives throughout history. And self-preservation trumps time and space is how that happens. If your body isn't a big enough container, if you don't have a big enough container for the pain to process the pain, then you get a second container. And if that one fills up, you get another container. And just like I don't know how it is that we quantify an experience being too painful, too traumatic for one person. I think that is a very interesting discussion to be had. But you can't scan a partial torrent for malware. You can't process a partial torrent. So if your experience and if your pain body is split and scattered, then you're still like feeling the effects of the damage. Until you can process it, you can't stop being damaged. So the healing of self is the healing of others. The healing of others is the healing of self. That is. I am. I'd like really like to do something like fun right now. What can we do that's fun? No. Oh wow. Oh, it's like it's like a continuous yawn. I think it's like kind of like a seizure type experience or stroke type experience, but it's like I just keep like but you never really yawn, you never really sneeze, but it's like that kind of feeling where it's just like yeah, and that's what I mean when I say faded. Okay, love and light, bye!